Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate and today I will be teaching you how to paint this easy watercolor wisteria flower. Let's get started. To start this painting, we are first going to draw out our flower. So to do this, we are just going to draw a carrot-like shape showing where we want our flower to be. So I am just very lightly in a little bit farther right than the center. I'm just going to draw what I mentioned, that carrot shape of where I want my flower to be. And again, this is just to give me some good guidelines. And so I'm going to leave it like this, and everything else we're going to paint in after we paint in our flowers. So our leaves and our vines we're going to paint in at the end. So now that we have our sketch in place, I'm just going to lightly erase these lines to where they are barely visible. And then we can start painting in our petals. So now before we can begin painting, we're going to focus on mixing up our paint colors for this painting. We're first going to start with a really light wash of violet for the base color of the flower. We're going to mix up two of those base colors. One is going to be of just the violet, and one is going to be the violet with just a hint of alizarin crimson mixed in. And this slightly different paint color is just going to give us a little bit more interest to our painting as we work our way down. And then we're going to have a dark violet paint mixture, so basically violet straight out of the tube. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do that violet really thick, and then we're going to mix in alizarin crimson with that one as well. So we have a light wash of the violet and a dark wash, and then a light wash of the violet and alizarin crimson. And then we are going to get our green paint mixture all ready to go. So the green for these flowers is a very light green with just a little bit of yellow mixed into it. So I'm gonna get my sap green and then just a little bit of yellow ochre mixed into that. And we're just going to start with those colors, and then we might add some more later, but that is what we're going to start with. Right, so we're going to start with the top petals first. And from what I can tell, these petals are just really open and just really full, kind of like an oval circle-ish shape. So I'm just going to do a couple petals at a time. And then while it's wet, I'm going to drop some of that dark purple into it so it can just bleed nice and naturally into the petal. So again, I'm just doing really loose open petal shapes, kind of just like a circle with a little bit of white space left. And I'm going for a very loose painting. I'm not trying to be too detailed. I'm not trying to be detailed at all with this painting. So I'm just trying to be very loose about it. Just tapping in that darker color to give that separation between the petals. So there we have that. Go in and drop some of that darker paint into it again. And I'm going to switch over to my green paint, and I'm just going to create the center of my flower going down, just to give me some nice guidelines. Because as this plant and this flower goes down farther, the petals become smaller. And that is when we're going to switch over to our other purple paint mixture. And we're going to start painting in these flower buds. So these are more like a teardrop. Just paint them right onto that stem that we created. And they get smaller the farther they go down. So I'm going to put a couple more up here. Right there. I'm just going to grab a little bit more of that green. Just feel like it needs to be a little bit more full at the top. I'm going to go in with that darker purple and just tap it right where it meets the stem. I wanted to do that before the other petals I already put in place started to dry. We're still going to go back in and fill in with some more of the petals. And like I said, they should get smaller as they get farther away from the top. Alright, and so now that the bottom and the top are in place, we're going to go back into the top and kind of create a little bit more detail with the green and the center of each flower. So we're just going to start adding some stems to the center of each of these flowers up here, these petals. And then I'm just going to go back in with that purple paint mixture. I'm just going to sharpen up some of these edges a little bit. just going to add a couple more of those petals down here, using that darker purple, just to kind of help fill it up a little bit. I felt like it was looking a little too bare toward the bottom. I'm going to get a little bit more of that green. Alright, and now what we can do, we can get a little bit more of our green paint mixed back up, because I've used a lot of it on the stem. And now we're just going to go in and create our vines and our leaves that are connected to our flower. So our first one is just going to come straight out the top, just kind of curve right off the page. And then we're going to have one that's just going to come right to the side here. And it's going to do the same thing and just kind of curve off the page. And then we're going to have one more that kind of comes behind our flower. And again, it's just going to go right off that page. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to create a nice basic leaf shape. Just where you push your brush down and then lift up and use that point to create that leaf shape. It's a very nice, easy leaf. So just follow along and add in leaves where you like them as I go ahead and add them into this painting. So I just added a little bit more green to my paint mixture just to give a little bit of a difference to the leaf color, just to keep it interesting and not having everything be the exact same. I'm just going to add that to a couple of the leaves and then leave others that really yellowish green that we already created. Alright, and then to finish off our painting, we are going to just splatter in some of that dark purple paint using the same round brush. We're just going to fill it up with that dark purple. And then right over here in the more blank space, I'm just going to tap in that color. Any place I think that just kind of looked a little dead. And there you have an easy wisteria flower painting. Hey everyone, thanks for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, please subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up. If you'd like any extra details on this painting, head over to my blog, Reflecting Creation. I'll have a link in the description box below. Hope to see you again soon. Bye.